Guys, let me introduce my new garage. There were actually a few points in this build where I didn't think the garage would ever be finished. And in order to tell you guys that story, I had to take you back to the start. 6 months ago, the site that would become my dream shop was nothing more than dense forest with no flat ground to speak of. We had a couple of chainsaws and a mini excavator, and we cut a trail through the woods. This was barely enough space to turn the machine around, but it felt like a good start. It took a while before we realized just how big of a project we had taken on. And frankly, it was too late to turn back because I had already paid for the building. Bit by bit, tree by tree, we made progress. And some days we ended feeling like we had made more of a mess than we had started with. Getting a driveway in was a huge endeavor, and frankly, it was a bit of a nightmare. I lost sleep over this driveway, but seeing that first load of gravel go in felt like a massive milestone. Things happened fast from there. The concrete guys banged the forms out, and within a couple of days the concrete was in. And the timing couldn't have been better because just a few days later, the building showed up. This was so exciting, and seeing those first few walls go up really put in perspective just how big this shop was going to be. Past few years, I've been building cars out of this little 2-car garage and out in my driveway, which I am incredibly grateful for, but I have dreamed of owning a space like this for as long as I can remember. I grew up going to racetracks with my family to watch my dad race his 75 F100. I made so many fond memories growing up there, and I even made some lifelong friends. And as a matter of fact, I still go to that very same racetrack with those same friends that I made, but we all have our own race cars now. It's pretty cool. Anyways, I had all sorts of cool project cars growing up. I really didn't know it at the time, but I was in way over my head. I didn't have the skills or the space to see any of them through to the end. Now, I still don't have any skills, but I definitely have the space, and one thing I've realized is that moving out of your garage is a ton of work. So with this new garage, I should be able to make more and hopefully even better videos for you guys. If you've been enjoying this one so far, it really helps me out if you'd consider subscribing or even just liking this video. And now it's time to do the part I have been dreading. It's time to move out of the old garage into the new building. This is gonna be a ton of work. Drive shaft.
See more? Thoughts?
I'm barely even pushing it. Okay, first drive in the Fox body with its V8. Not how I expected it to go. And I slide down my driveway all the time in my Ranger with snow tires, and this thing has gone crappy ling long, so I don't think... God, pulling this car out of the little 2-car garage really makes it feel real. It gives a sense of perspective to how big this shop is. When this was in a house garage, I could barely walk down the passenger side of the car, and this is incredible. And even just being able to look at the engine bay, seeing this with this really good overhead lighting compared to the dark, dusty garage we came out of, this is really cool. This is really cool.
nice that this is relatively light, eh?
Finally moved into the shop. That was a huge undertaking. It was a good opportunity to go through all of the stuff that I have and realize how much junk I have, what could be thrown out, that sort of thing. So far, nothing is put away. Everything needs to find a home in here, but it's absolutely nuts how much more space there is in here. These couple things took up the entire other half of my 2-car garage, and now it's not even noticeable in here. It's incredible. We've got the 3 main project cars in here that we're working on. We've got one more project behind the camera that you guys haven't seen yet. That'll be in the next video. And we've got another project car outside that you guys haven't seen at all yet. So a lot of exciting stuff coming here. Okay guys, if you've made it this far, this is probably the info that you're most interested in. So I'll give you a bit of a tour and a bit of a rundown about everything that went into this building. And I am fully prepared for some guys in the comments that are way more experienced in doing building and construction than I am to tell me which things I've done wrong. I tried to do as much research as I possibly could before doing this. I realized that there's some things that are probably not the most optimal, but the building's already here. I can't change it now. So it is what it is. So this is a 30 by 50 steel building. It's from Olympia Steel Buildings. It's a prefab kit. It's got 14-foot walls, and I don't know how tall it is in the center. It's probably 16, 17 feet right in the center. I opted for 2 10 by 10 doors, and I got high lift garage doors with it, so I should be able to fit a hoist underneath these garage doors when it's open. That was a big selling point for going with the high lifts for me. It is a floating concrete slab. It's not a frost footing typical foundation. It's an engineered floating slab. It's 6 inches at its thinnest, and it's 18 inches all the way around the outside with thickened channels throughout. Should be plenty to put a couple hoists in here one day. And as a matter of fact, the guy that did the concrete here did a really good job, but he also has the exact same building kit, and he let me go check his shop out before I got this kit. And because he put his own building up, he was willing to put this building up for us too. So really good job with this, and it was really nice to be able to keep everything in-house, all with the same guy, and it obviously turned out really, really well. I'm very happy with it. If you're wondering about the insulation on the inside and why I'm so bundled up, straight up just ran out of money. We priced out the roll insulation that comes with these kits versus spray foam. Spray foam is a little bit more, it's also better insulation. The caveat to that is that the roll insulation that comes with these increases the cost of having the buildings erected. It's a lot more work for the guys that assemble these things. So they kind of worked out to the same price anyways, and with spray foam we were able to push that cost to a later date when we can afford it. Same is kind of true for the framing and the wiring. I didn't have enough money to finish it all the way out on the inside like I would have liked, but I got this side of the building wired. I've got some really nice, I splurged on the lights. I got 6 really bright high bay lights in here. Don't know how many lumens they are, but I was told that running these things is the equivalent of leaving a space heater running. So they're pretty freaking bright. I'm not too upset about only having wiring done in half of the shop. It's more than triple what I had in my little 2-car garage. It's more than enough to run all the equipment that I have. And this side of the shop is mostly storage anyway, so I'm not really missing out not having outlets over there. Not a big deal to me. If you guys want to see a video breaking down the costs of all of this stuff, let me know down in the comments. That is something I'm willing to do. I figured that would be good to do as a separate video. Just let me know if you're interested in seeing that. So this building really is a dream come true for me. I've always wanted to have a space like this. I've tried to do some pretty ambitious projects in the past, like my Datsun 620 truck. I wanted to put modern suspension in that. I can't do that in a gravel driveway. There's too much measuring, there's too much precision for something like that, that now I've got the space to do some cool stuff. I would love to do some sort of off-road camper, overlander type of thing. I'd love to put some modern suspension into an older car. If there's anything that you guys would be interested in seeing, I would love to hear it. I'm so excited to tear into some of these projects that we've got. If you guys have watched this far, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.